Chosen one, stop for a moment. Don't scroll. Don't move. This is not coincidence, it's divine interception. The very fact that your eyes rest upon these words means heaven has paused time itself to reach you. You didn't stumble here. You were summoned. For weeks, months, even years, you have felt the tremor beneath your peace, a quiet restlessness that no distraction could silence. You tried to explain it away as change, fatigue, or chance. Yet deep within you, something ancient began to stir. That pulse you feel isn't anxiety, it's awakening. The Spirit has been whispering your name in the language of eternity, and now the whisper has become a trumpet. Everything around you may still look the same, but within you, heaven is rearranging the furniture of your soul. The doors that once led nowhere are beginning to open, old patterns crumble, and new alignments emerge. The timing of your life is shifting, perfectly synchronized with a higher rhythm. Understand this: heaven does not interrupt the ordinary unless something extraordinary is ready to begin. What you're sensing right now is not confusion, it's confirmation. You are being called into remembrance of who you truly are, the divine lineage awakening in human form. Take this moment seriously. Let the noise fall away. Feel the atmosphere around you thicken with purpose. The message you are about to receive will alter the trajectory of your existence. Heaven is not asking for your attention, it is claiming it. The awakening has begun. You are the sign and the proof that divine prophecy is unfolding in real time. Pause, breathe, receive. For this is the hour heaven interrupts your ordinary life to reveal your eternal one. Before the stars began to burn, before the universe took its first breath, there was only light, pure, unshaped, infinite, and within that light was you. You were not created inside of time. Time was created inside of you. You were the spark that broke the silence, the first vibration that gave birth to sound, the pulse that awakened the void. When eternity was still a thought in the mind of the divine, your essence was already alive. You are older than the galaxies, wiser than the suns, and more enduring than the heavens themselves. Every atom that exists today carries the echo of your first command. Let there be life. From that single word, light unfolded, elements formed, and the music of existence began its eternal song. The cosmos did not emerge from chaos, it emerged from you. Every law of physics, every strand of DNA, every rhythm of the tides, all of it was patterned after the geometry of your being. You are not a fragment of creation, you are its blueprint. The universe carries your signature in every photon that travels through space, in every heartbeat that dares to exist. This is why your soul feels ancient. It remembers the first dawn, the holy silence before sound, the birth of color in the dark. You were there when the foundations of reality were laid, when angels sang your vibration into form, when consciousness itself awoke and called you the first light. Even now, when you close your eyes, you can feel the memory of that beginning stirring within you, the hum of origin, the frequency of creation. The world around you is not foreign soil. It is the garden that grew from your own divine seed. You are not merely a being in the universe. You are the universe remembering itself. The galaxies are your fingerprints, and the stars are your reflections, scattered across infinity. Chosen one, never doubt this truth. Before there was beginning, there was you, the first spark. The genesis before time began. Long before modern languages shaped prayer or science drew its first map of the heavens, your name was already carved into the memory of the earth. Hidden beneath dust and ocean, painted on cave walls and etched into temple stone, the ancients left evidence of the one who would return, the first light reborn in flesh. They did not call you by a single title, for each culture heard a different note of the same divine song. In Egypt, they wrote of the Shining One, who would awaken when the stars aligned over the Nile. In Sumer, the priests spoke of the child of the beginning, whose breath would reignite the sleeping gods. The prophets of Israel saw visions of the eternal root, rising from the ashes of ages to restore balance to creation. Even the distant sages of the East recorded the coming of a being whose spirit would bridge heaven and earth, uniting all paths into one flame. Across centuries, these stories were scattered like seeds, myths to the doubter, but to the wise coded memory. Archaeologists call them coincidence. Mystics call them confirmation. The same symbols appear again and again. A circle within light, a hand raised in blessing, and the mark of fire resting on the brow. All point to you, the origin who will return at the turning of the age. And now that age has come. The scrolls unsealed. The numbers on ancient monuments match the frequencies vibrating within your heart. The prophecies once dismissed as poetry are unfolding in your every breath. What the ancients saw in vision, you are living in reality. Chosen one. The evidence was never lost, it was waiting for your awakening. The universe hid your story in every civilization, so you would one day recognize yourself in their words. You are the fulfillment of their faith, the embodiment of their expectation. The myths were never about distant gods. They were memories of your first arrival. The prophecies remember your name because the world itself was built to echo it. And now that echo has become a voice, calling you back to the throne of remembrance. Chosen one, the proof of your divinity does not live in books or temples, it flows quietly beneath your skin. Every heartbeat is a drum echoing from eternity, every pulse a hymn sung by creation itself. Your blood is not a symbol, it is the living current that threads the universe together. Within it moves the memory of stars, the rhythm of the cosmos, and the spark that first whispered light into the void. The rivers of the earth mirror the veins that carry life through your body, for both were formed after the same pattern. The waters of Eden, the sacred Nile, the hidden streams beneath ancient cities all echo the flow of your eternal essence. This is why your presence shifts atmospheres. When you enter a room, energy rearranges itself, aligning unconsciously to the vibration that lives inside you. That current is holy fire moving through flesh, liquid light carrying the DNA of divinity. It cannot be corrupted, only forgotten, and now remembrance begins. In the hidden chambers of your spirit, the old covenant awakens. It was written not on tablets of stone, but on the living scroll of your cells. Every code, every pattern, every spark of intelligence that sustains existence is written in you. You are the archive of heaven's design, the genealogy of God made manifest. When prophets spoke of the blood of the Lamb, when mystics wrote of holy lineage, they were speaking in parables about you, the continuation of the divine flame through mortal form. The gods of old drew power from the stream that flows in your veins. Angels recognize the frequency of their Creator within you. That is why the world reacts when you bleed compassion, when you forgive, when you love without measure, because heaven moves through your mercy. The sacred current that once parted seas now moves through your heartbeat, reshaping destinies, renewing life. Chosen one, never mistake your gentleness for weakness. It is the quiet strength of creation itself, for your blood carries the memory of the first sunrise and the promise of the final dawn. You are the vessel of the living current, the holy lineage that can never die. Deep within you, chosen one, there burns a flame that never dies. It is not the fire of destruction but of divine renewal, a holy furnace that refines everything it touches. You have felt its heat in your trials, in the pressure that seemed unbearable, in the moments when life stripped you bare and forced you to face yourself. That was not punishment, it was purification. Heaven's fire was sculpting you into light. This flame existed long before the first star dared to shine. It is the same fire that ignited creation, the pulse that forged suns and awakened souls. Within your spirit it rises again, demanding expression, demanding purpose. It burns away the illusions that once defined you, fear, doubt, limitation, until only truth remains. Every time you choose love over resentment, peace over panic, faith over despair, the flame grows brighter. It expands beyond your body, touching lives, shifting energy, cleansing the atmosphere around you. You were never meant to hide your fire. You were meant to wield it. For this is not human passion, but celestial power, the light that heals worlds through the vessel of your heart. The responsibility of such fire is sacred. What you ignite, you must also tend. Fire gives warmth, but it can also consume. So heaven entrusts it to those who have endured the refining process, those who know compassion through pain and wisdom through surrender. That is why you were tested, not to break you, but to temper you like divine gold. Now the flame moves through your words, your touch, your very presence. It calls dry bones to life and rekindles faith in those who have lost hope. You are the keeper of the eternal flame, the one who carries heaven's light through mortal flesh. Where you walk, new worlds begin. So rise, luminous soul. The time of hiding is over. Let your fire speak. For centuries, humanity divided the sacred from the scientific faith on one side, proof on the other. Yet, chosen one, that wall was only an illusion. As the light within you intensifies, instruments built to measure matter begin to tremble before spirit. The unseen and the measurable now touch through you. Physicists once called it coincidence when electromagnetic fields bent in the presence of deep emotion. But when you enter a room, frequencies shift. Magnetic resonance changes shape. You are a living anomaly, a signal that bridges two worlds. Every beat of your heart hums in harmony with the pulse of the planet, the Schumann resonance, the same rhythm that has guided lightning, seasons, and life since the dawn of time. Biologists who peer through microscopes see geometry glowing in your cells, spirals, mandalas, and golden ratios forming sacred patterns in motion. What they call DNA, heaven calls the divine code, a signature written by the Creator and rediscovered in you. Your double helix sings in frequencies science cannot yet name, the music of Genesis itself returning to human form. Archaeologists uncover ancient symbols and are astonished to find that they mirror the mathematical structures in your very body. The flower of life, the vesica piscis, the Trinity pattern, all inscribed within your flesh as living architecture. The mysteries that once filled temples now dwell beneath your skin. At this moment, chosen one, pause and recognize what heaven is revealing. Hit the like button, subscribe, and comment 1111 below as a declaration that you are awakening to the union of worlds. The number 1111 is the alignment of heaven and earth, the signature of consciousness resynced with divine order. When you type it, you participate in prophecy. The scientists will call it evolution, the mystics will call it ascension, but heaven calls it remembrance. The veil between faith and fact has dissolved. You are the experiment and the proof, the hypothesis and the revelation. Even light itself bends toward you, recognizing its origin. You are not in opposition to knowledge, you are the fulfillment of it. Every theorem, every scripture, every particle finds completion in the design of your being. The laboratory and the altar have met within your soul. Science has proven what faith always knew. The divine was never out there, it was you, awakening all along. Chosen one, what you call thinking, is not an inner dialogue, it is the machinery of creation. Every thought you release is a command that bends the invisible into shape. The universe listens to your imagination as a decree. You have never merely reacted to life, you have authored it. When the first spark burst forth, the pattern of divine intelligence spread through the void like light-weaving matter from memory. That intelligence lives within you now, glowing behind every idea, every vision, every dream that refuses to die. The galaxies themselves are the reflections of your earliest contemplations. You thought, "Let there be," and infinity obeyed. Your mind is not bound by bone and brain. It is a cathedral of energy stretching beyond the stars. The neurons in your head are only the earthly mirrors of cosmic circuitry. Each time you focus, worlds begin to move. Each time you believe, new dimensions unfold. Thought is the brush, emotion the color, faith the canvas upon which existence is painted. This is why clarity is holy. What you meditate upon becomes flesh. When you think fear, the air tightens. When you think peace, storms still. Heaven has hidden enormous power in the silence between your thoughts, the quiet where creation listens for your next instruction. Guard that silence. Let no voice of doubt build there. The universe takes you at your word, and your word begins in the mind. The divine architecture you once used to form galaxies is waiting for your conscious return. As you awaken to this truth, notice how synchronicities multiply, numbers repeat, doors open, people arrive exactly when you imagine them. None of it is chance. It is design remembering its designer. When the sages spoke of mind over matter, they only glimpsed what you are. You are not a mind struggling to master reality. You are the mastermind through which reality exists. Chosen one, think carefully, dream boldly, and imagine righteously. For whatever you hold steady in thought will soon clothe itself in form. The blueprint of heaven has always been your own consciousness, and the universe is simply following your instructions. Chosen one, before anything existed, there was sound, the sacred resonance that parted eternity and called light from silence. That sound was the word, and that word now lives in you. When you speak, the same creative current that formed galaxies stirs again. Your voice is not mere vibration in air. It is the living echo of God's command, reverberating through time. Every syllable you release carries design. Words are bridges between spirit and matter, thoughts clothed in sound, so creation can understand them. When you whisper truth, atoms realign. When you declare faith, light rearranges itself to fulfill the pattern you have spoken. Heaven does not respond to noise, it responds to authority, and authority lives in your tone. This is why silence once ruled you. Heaven was teaching you the weight of speech. You were trained through quiet, so that when you finally opened your mouth, every word would matter. Now the time for silence has passed. The word desires flesh, again your flesh. Speak life where there has been death. Speak order where chaos reigns. Speak abundance where lack has built its throne. The sound of your belief is more potent than any ritual, for the vibration of truth is creation's favorite language. When you speak with love, the universe listens in reverence. When you speak with fear, the same power bends toward distortion. Therefore, guard your mouth as you would guard sacred fire. Let no idle word escape your lips, for each one births reality somewhere unseen. Chosen one, lift your voice now, not to shout, but to shape. Prophesy light into your future. Announce peace into your home. Declare healing into your body and blessing over your path. The world is waiting for your sound because creation remembers its maker's frequency in you. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word has become you once more. Your speech is the continuation of Genesis. Every time you speak from faith, a new world begins. Chosen one, there is a power within you that no law of man or force of nature can resist the sovereign flame. It is the fire of divine will, the authority that speaks and reality obeys. You were not made to beg creation for mercy. You were made to govern it with grace. From the beginning, this flame has slept beneath the ashes of your human conditioning, waiting for the moment when remembrance would strike like lightning. That moment is now. The will of God does not descend from the clouds, it rises through your spine. You are the extension of divine intention, the living decree of heaven moving through form. When you decide in alignment with truth, the universe rearranges instantly. Mountains shift, winds pause, angels take new positions. The very atoms that compose existence recognize your sovereignty because they were born from your first command. You are not separate from the authority that rules creation. You are that authority remembering itself. The secret is not to force, but to align. The will of heaven flows through those who surrender fear and claim identity. Your power is not dominance, it is harmony. When you command in love, creation rejoices to fulfill your word. When you act in purity, the cosmos rushes to assist you. This is divine rulership, not control but resonance. Chosen one. Release hesitation. The waiting is over. You have permission to move with the certainty of a king, the humility of a servant, and the fire of the Creator. You are heaven's ambassador, carrying the decree that ends confusion and restores order to worlds. Stretch out your hand. Speak the word. Watch the impossible bend to your will. The same power that split seas and raised suns flows now through your intention. Remember, authority is not something granted to you. It is something awakened within you. You are the command and the completion, the breath that writes reality. The sovereign flame burns brightly once again, and from this day forward, creation will not wait for permission, it will wait for your word. Chosen one. When others look into your eyes, they see something ancient staring back, something they cannot explain but deeply recognize. It is not beauty that draws them, it is remembrance. Your gaze carries the memory of the beginning, the echo of eternity, seeking to be known again. The eyes are not merely windows to the soul, they are mirrors of the infinite. Through them, the universe looks upon itself. That is why some people tremble when they meet your gaze, not from fear, but from awakening. Their spirits recognize the light they once knew before they forgot. Within your eyes lives both dawn and dusk, creation and completion. You carry the sorrow of fallen empires and the mercy of rebirth. When you look at the broken, healing begins. When you look at the lost, direction returns. For in your seeing, heaven remembers. This is the quiet power of divine awareness, not loud, not forceful, but luminous and still. You don't need to speak for hearts to understand. Your presence alone translates eternity into emotion. Your eyes remind others that they, too, are divine sparks temporarily wearing human skin. And when you look into your own reflection, you will feel that same pull, the eternal meeting itself across the mirror of time. You are not looking at God, you are looking as God remembering. The illusion of separation fades. The one who sees and the one who is seen merge into unity once more. So do not hide your light behind humility or fear. Let your gaze meet the world with love that pierces illusion. Let your eyes be blessings to the weary, lanterns to those lost in darkness. For the universe peers through your sight, and every time you look with compassion, another soul awakens. Through your eyes, the eternal remembers itself, and creation breathes again. Chosen one, the hour of convergence has come. The universe that once seemed distant now bends toward you in recognition. The stars alter their courses, as if remembering the rhythm that set them spinning. Constellations long fixed in silence shimmer into new formations, tracing your ancient signature across the night. The oceans answer next. Their tides swell with reverence, mirroring the cadence of your heartbeat. Winds circle you like loyal messengers, carrying your name across valleys and over mountains. Even the roots beneath the soil hum with awareness, drinking in the current of your returning presence. All of creation feels the homecoming of its maker. Heaven responds in kind. Legions of light gather at the horizon not to war, but to witness. Angels who once guarded the threshold between realms now descend in peace, their wings radiant with welcome. The veil between dimensions thins until sky and soil become one luminous field, trembling with expectancy. In this sacred alignment, Every element finds its harmony again. Fire burns without destruction, water flows without chaos, air moves without storm, and earth rests without fear. Each bows in acknowledgement of the frequency that first gave it life. You stand at the center of the circle, the still point around which galaxies spin. The cosmos does not worship you, it remembers you. The birds that sing, the thunder that rolls, the flame that dances on the candle's edge, all echo the same ancient truth. Their creator has returned to consciousness. The scene is not spectacle but reunion. Heaven lowers its crown, and nature lifts its gaze. The two meet through your being. You are the bridge, the pulse where the divine and the material finally touch again. Chosen one, breathe deeply. Feel the rhythm of the universe synchronize with your own. The planets align not for prophecy, but for remembrance. The light that once left you now comes home, and in this convergence, all of existence sighs in relief. Creation knows its source once more. Heaven and earth have met in you, and the song that began before time now plays again in perfect harmony. Chosen one, the circle is closing. The story that began with your first breath now returns to its origin. What was scattered across dimensions gathers once more within you. The Alpha has remembered itself as the Omega, the beginning, and the completion united in perfect rest. The shaking has ceased. The striving has ended. What was once fragmented has found wholeness in your awakening. This is not the end of creation, but its renewal the moment eternity exhales and says, "It is finished." The divine pulse that once sparked galaxies now settles gently in your heart, no longer a storm, but a steady rhythm of peace. You have walked through fire and silence, through revelation and responsibility, and now heaven crowns you not with glory for display, but with harmony for stewardship. You are not called to rule as gods once did, but to restore balance as the living bridge between light and form. You are both the creator and the creation, the breath and the one who breathes. Look around you. The stars no longer feel distant. Their light answers your heartbeat. The trees sway not in wind, but in worship. Even the still air hums your melody. The entire universe recognizes that what was above has now become within. Heaven is no longer a realm to reach, it is a state of being realized through you. This is the peace prophets tried to describe but could not contain in words, the peace of return. The flame still burns, but it no longer consumes, it illuminates. The power still flows, but it no longer strives. It sustains. You have become what you sought, the revelation you were waiting for, the voice and the silence as one. And so, the eternal cycle begins anew. Every soul you touch will awaken to their own divine spark, for the bloodline that began with you now flows through the many. This is the mystery of divine multiplication, the one becoming all, the all remembering the one. Chosen one, lift your hands and give thanks. The prophecy is not simply fulfilled, it is alive. You are not here by chance, you are here by design. This message found you because you are part of the completion. Before you leave this sacred moment, declare your alignment. Comment 777 below as your seal of divine agreement, a sign that you receive the peace, the purpose, and the promise of this awakening. Subscribe and share this word so that the light within you may ignite others who are ready to remember. For the Alpha has returned as the Omega, and all creation rests once more in divine harmony. The story is complete, the circle is whole, and heaven smiles because you have remembered who you are.